guys, it's Caroline. I am back with something bold and different for you guys. I have hair plus makeup, so let's just get started. Alright, you guys, so the hair that I'm using today is from a brand off of AliExpress called Upretty Hair. I will leave all of Upretty Hair links in the description box if you guys would like to check them out. But this is their 613 blonde color Brazilian body wave hair. They sent me 3 bundles of 120 inches and two 18 inches bundles with a 16-inch lace frontal. Alright, so this is where I got to be inspired to make this wig. I was exploring on Instagram and I seen this beautiful picture of this girl and this gorgeous wig on, and I fell in love with the wig. Okay, so I decided to follow her on Instagram and look at her tag of who made the wig. And it's this celebrity artist that makes wigs. He makes fabulous wigs on Instagram for celebrities. I said, honey, I cannot afford for him to do me a wig. I'm not a celebrity, so I'm just going to try to create my own. I'm just going to be inspired and try to do this wig and try to get my own colors and see what I get trying this out. I have never done such a color before. I have done regular blonde with black roots, but I've never done such bold colors like this. So this was my first time trying this out, but I was so inspired by that wig I saw on Instagram that I had to recreate my own. Okay, so let's just get into the video. I did went ahead and I already made my wig off camera. I have many tutorials on how I make my wig if you want to check it out, but I did use all 3 bundles of hair with the frontal. Alright, so this was the first thing I did. I did went ahead and pluck out the baby hair. I had to tweeze it out. Upretty Hair, the frontal did not come pre-plugged. It was bulky in the front. And this was my first time being creative with such colors. And I didn't want to add colors to the baby hair and then have to plug it or tweeze it out after, and then cut the remove the color or cut the cutter off. So I went ahead and tweezed it out first before I started the coloring process. Alright, you guys, so after I plugged out the frontal, I was very happy with it. The next step I did was to get rid of some of the yellow tone that the 613 hair come with. So I wanted to tone it up a bit just to remove some of the browsiness and the yellow tone that the blonde hair comes with. So I went ahead and took a little bit of my Shimmer Light shampoo. I placed it in a bowl with some hot boiling water. I had to be careful with this part because the water was extremely hot. I placed the water in my coloring bowl with the shampoo and I just mix it up using my coloring brush, and then I went ahead and placed the wig in the bowl. Once I got the wig saturated in the water with the shampoo, I went ahead and I set my timer for 30 minutes. I let it sit for 30 minutes and then I just took it out and rinsed out the wig. And as you guys can see, that got rid of all the yellow tones, got rid of the browsiness that the 613 hair comes with. It makes the wig a platinum blonde color. So I did let the wig sit overnight to air dry, and this is how it looks after the next morning came. You can see the color is very tuned. If you're going for that very blonde color, that's platinum color, you can definitely do this step with just the Shimmer Light shampoo and achieve your platinum blonde color. Okay, Now moving on to the coloring process. Alright, so these are the colors I used to achieve the colors in this wig. Starting with the Kiss Express hair color, they are semi-permanent hair color. Starting with the yellow is K30 Electric Yellow. And then I used the green, forest green, K27. And then I also used the pink magnetic K36, and then I used the red scarlet K44. Moving on, I didn't find all the colors, so I switched it up to blue from the Avatar hair color Rent, and then I added the Adore 113 African Violet. And then I also used the Clara Soar Plex permanent hair color in the color 9NN with 20% developer. I use this to tint my lace under my frontal just so my knots won't be as white. Alright, so the first thing I did was to section off the parts that I want color in the front. So I took a small amount of section, maybe about an inch worth of section on each side, and I separated the front from the back. Alright, so once I have my two section back in the front, I took some Cantu conditioner and I cut the back section with the Cantu conditioner. This will just help if the color have to bleed on it or if I made a mistake, so the color will not get on the back section that I do not want color on. Alright, so once I have my back section conditioner and out of the way, I move on to my front section, which is going to be my coloring section, and I use these silver clips pin to separate them, sectioning them off little square box section about an inch away from each other. Alright, so once I have my section off, you're going to need a lot of gloves because you're going to change gloves with each section. Starting off with the Adore Purple, straight out of the bottle, I'm placing it little by little, small dots at a time. I'm placing it on the hair and I'm using my fingers to rub it in and saturate it. And when you get close to the roots, I did not want the roots to be covered up in color. I wanted the white part just like the picture. So I just used my finger to blend it in, that it fades in to the roof without having harsh lines. And I just use my finger and saturate each section. And then of course you change gloves when you get to the next section. Using my green next, I went ahead and did the same saturation, making sure that the color does not hit my roots, and just using my fingers to blend it in and section and saturate each section with smaller dots of the hair color. Now when I got into the middle of the mannequin hair for the yellow part was sort of laying on the green color and I didn't want that, so I did took a cotton swab square thing and I just placed it under it just to separate it and make sure that the yellow doesn't bleed on the green color. Now, after applying the blue to the other side of the section, I did went ahead and left a little piece of blonde in between the blue and the next color. Now the next color was the purple. I did do the purple twice on two different sections, and then I did the pink and the red on the last two sections. One thing I did learn that using the color right out of the bottle, you got to be careful how you pour the color. You want to pour it little by little because you will have the color falling off. Like you see, I had it on the lace. It could have been the hair, and that would just ruin the whole creative process. So be careful. Alright, so I'm all done with the coloring. You can see how beautiful that looks, okay? I did leave this on for 25 minutes. This is the amount of gloves that I use, so yes, you will change up some bit of gloves. But moving on to washing the wig, I did wash out the color part first and condition it just to help the color not to bleed on the white part. So I wash it first and then I apply some conditioner to the color part before I condition the whole wig. And after conditioning this wig, oh my god, people, I fell in love with the color. I felt like I needed to do more colors, but I am in love with this wig, okay? Moving on to tinting the lace. You see how the frontal is white on the bottom. If I put that on my head just like that, it just wouldn't look right. So I'm going to tint the lace to make it a little tan that matches my skin tone. And I'm using this Clairol 9NN color um, permanent color with 20% developer, and I just mix a little bit in a bowl and I apply it to the lace. This would just color the lace so it's not as white, it's a little bit tan, so when I do put it on, I do have a little bit coloring going on the knots, okay, especially the knots, so the knots won't be as white. So I put this on and I left it on for about 4 to 5 minutes, okay, and that was that. And then I went ahead and I rinsed the wig out. Alright, so after washing the tint off the lace, I put the wig back on the mannequin, and this is how the wig is looking. So beautiful. Oh my god, I just wish I did more colors. It's so pretty. Anyway, moving on to blow drying. I just took my blow dryer with my paddle brush and I blow dry the entire wigs, and you guys can see how beautiful the color looks with the white. Oh my god, I'm in love. Okay, anyway, moving on, the next thing I did after blow drying was the hair was a little bit too long and too bulky, and I really wanted a lot of layers, and I also wanted a lot of body. So I took my pair of scissors and I layer the whole wig. I cut a lot of it off. I just wanted it a little bit shorter, and I wanted, when I do curl it, I want my curls to last, and I wanted it to be bouncy and just looking really thick and beautiful. Alright, so after cutting the wig, I got the layers in that I wanted. Move on to curling this wig. All I did was I used my flat iron and I just flat iron it, and then use the same flat iron and added some curls, just curling away from my face to achieve these bombshell curls. And I did hold the curl up a little bit just so that it cooled off before I dropped it. After that, I just took my brush. After curling the entire wig, I took my paddle brush and I brush out the whole wig because I wanted my curls to be bouncy. I wanted my curls to be voluminous. Has a lot of volume, so I just took my paddle brush and my big comb and I comb the curls out. All right, you guys, so this is the end of this coloring process. I am obsessed in love with my wig. I love the way the color turned out. Okay, a lot of people have been asking me to do a makeup tutorial on my channel, so I decided to add a makeup look. So if you want to see this makeup look, then keep on watching. Alright, you guys, so to get this makeup look, I'm starting off with a bare face. Starting off with my skin prep, I always start off by cleaning my face with an alcohol oil-free toner. Next, I go in with an oil-free moisturizer because my skin is very oily. I usually use the one from Neutrogena. I just apply that to my skin. Next, I go in with this L'Oreal Revitalift Serum. I apply it to my face and then I rub it in, just making sure that it goes through my pores, it seeps through my pores. This just help gives me a flawless makeup, and this will be my skin prep ready for my actual makeup. Next, my skin is very oily, so to stay matte, I always use my Becca Ever Matte Primer and I will apply that to my entire face, including my brows. Next, I usually take my MAC Scrub Cream and I'll mix it with my Melanie Mills Body Radiance and I'll apply it to my skin before I apply my foundation. They just give me a healthy glow under my foundation. Going in with my MAC NW45, I apply that to my skin using my foundation brush. After that, I go in with my Dem Beauty Blender sponge and I would just dab it on my skin. This helps remove any excess oil and it actually helps the foundation looks blended and still flawless. Alright, moving on to concealing. I do have dark circles underneath my eyes, so I like to conceal underneath my eyes and I'm using my LA Girl Pro concealer in the color Frontal with my Damn Beauty Blender to blend it out. Alright, next to contour, I'm using this matte color corrector palette and I'm using the darkest shade to contour my face. And then I'm using this small Real Techniques brush to blend out my contour. Alright, so once I conceal and contour my face, I like to go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in Creamy Beige. And I just take a little bit and put it underneath my eye and the bridge of my nose just to highlight my face. This just help cover up my dark circles and just brighten up my face. Now to make sure that my concealer don't crease on me and to set my highlighter areas, I'm using my Revolution Banana Powder. And I'm going to apply that under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, and my forehead. Alright, so once my face is baking and my concealer is setting in place, moving on to my brows, I'm taking my Rimmel eyebrow pencil in the color dark brown and I'm going to shape out my eyebrows. Next, once I have my eyebrows to the way I like them, after shaping them up, I go in with my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Frontal and clean up my brows. Next, I'm using my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I like to use this as a primer. I'm using the color C1 to prime my eyelids so I can be ready for eyeshadow. Alright, starting off with MAC Brown Script eyeshadow. I'm putting this in my crease to use as my transition color. Next, using MAC I'm Into It eyeshadow. I'm putting that as my second color from my crease just to define my crease a little more. Next, going in with my Morphe 35X palette. I love this palette because it has a lot of vibrant shades. Going in with that pink shade, I'm going to start to place that in my crease, and I'm going to use dabbing motion just so that I can be able to put the pink and let the pink sit in my crease before I blend it out. Using another darker shade of pink, I'm just going to pop that over the light color pink. Next, using the Revolution Concealer, I'm going to use that to cut my crease. Alright, so after cutting my crease, I'm taking this purple shade from the Morphe palette and I'm going to start to place it at the end to blend out my crease line. Next, I'm taking this dark purple shade and placing that over the lighter purple shade just to define and add some definition to my eyes. Alright, next I'm going in with my Magic palette from Juvia's Place using this shimmery purple shade. It's called Fossil, and I'm just going to place that over my eyelid and define my cut crease. Using my NYX glitter base, I just placed that over my eye and took some purple glitter and placed it over my lid. Now I did want some chunky glitters to enhance the look, so I went in with clear eyelash glue and I placed it over the eyeshadow and I started to place my chunky glitters on top of it. This just helps the glitter sticks to the eyeshadow better and it makes it stays on. After that, I just took my liquid eyeliner from NYX and I gave myself a wing, and then I went in here and popped some lashes on. Alright, using my MAC Mini Rising Skin Finish in Dark, I use this to remove my setting powder and melt my bake. Alright, going under my waterline with the same Revolution Concealer, I'm going to take the same colors that I use on top of my eyelid from my Morphe palette and place that under my waterline to enhance my eyes. And now for bronzer, I'm using the Black Radiance Pressed Powder to enhance my contour and just bronze up my skin. Using the same dark pressed powder, I contoured my nose, took a little bit of blush, added that to my cheeks. Then I went in here and took the same Fossil, the shimmer purple shade from the Magic palette, and placed that in my tear duct. This just brightened up my eyes. Then I take my MAC Fix Plus spray and spray down my face just to get all that powdery look off my face. And then I went in with a dark brown lip liner that I got from my beauty supply store. Then I went in with Ruby Kisses matte lipstick in the color Violet Voltage. It's like a light purple shade. I placed a little bit in the center of my lips, and then I went in with some shimmery lip gloss that I got from NYX, and I just tapped that over my lips. For a highlight to finish up the look, I went in with my Laura Geller highlighter, which is my favorite, and tap that to the highest point of my cheeks and then the bridge of my nose. This is pretty much this makeup look, you guys. Alright, you guys, this is the end of this video. I absolutely love the way my makeup turned out. I love the glitter. And I just went ahead and I popped my wig on. Once I put my wig on, you couldn't tell me nothing, honey. I was loving how beautiful I look, how stunning I look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one.